I'm Aura and I'm back again with another video. So this is actually my favorite time of the week to choose another read. So I want to catch you up that I started a challenge this year to finish all the books that have been collecting dust on my shelves, and I pulled them out and I wrote each book and series on sticky notes and I placed them in this box, and I'm calling it my TBR box. So I have already pulled a piece of paper and it turned out to be the series. So I have read 3 books from the Dreamland Billionaire series. So I have them here. I have read the whole series already and I filmed the whole thing. So I read the fine print, terms and conditions, and final offer, and I placed them on a playlist. If you wanna check them out, you can find them on my channel. So I want to also say that reading this series was indeed a roller coaster. So these books ranked between 1 star and 4 stars. So this cutie box is going to choose for me my next read. And I started with a romance series, so I'm hoping to go for something else this time, maybe fantasy or mystery, anything else. So the rules that I made for the TBR box are so simple. If I pull a piece of paper with a series, I have to read the whole thing, and if it's an individual book, I have to read it as well. So it's very simple, and the end game for me would be to read Alchemized and Light Lark series that are on my shelves right now. So let's go ahead and choose another read. Also, a reminder for me is I started the TBR box because because last year, the end of last year, I read the Mistborn series, and after that I struggled for months to find something good, and I'm so happy there's no Brandon Sanderson series in here because it would ruin my life in a really great way. I love the way he writes. Those books are masterpieces, and yeah. So, and I promised myself that after read all my books, I'm gonna go shopping and I'm gonna have a list of all the books that I wanna buy, and it's gonna be amazing. I can feel it. So let's go. So I'm gonna shake it for good luck. Alright, so the next book I'm going to read is got it a bit stuck together. Okay, so I'm gonna show you first. So the book that I'm gonna read next is Blood of an Exile. I'm gonna go bring it. Ta-da! So if you watched my first video on here, I explained that this book is a little bit special for me because I was on a small trip with my friends. So I was actually on a bus in Paris, and I looked out the window and there was this beautiful bookstore, and it turned out that it had clearance and they had a lot of books out, and I found this one. It's called Blood of an Exile by Brian Naslund. I haven't seen any single person talk or read this book online. So I'm gonna read you what is it about. Okay. So, a life-changing mission for a death-defying adventurer. Burchard was supposed to die when he was caught attempting to assassinate a fellow noble. He was given the harshest sentence, a command to slay dragons, so his death might serve the kingdom. Yet for some reason he never lost a fight and is now the most successful dragon slayer in history. However, as a doomed man, Burchard is still shunned by his peers and his countrymen, but that could all change. The king who sentenced Burchard has just given him a way out. Kill a foreign monarch and walk free forever. His problem is that Burchard couldn't care less about the fates of kingdoms until the Dragon Slayer discovers he could save an innocent child in the process. His mission might also save every creature in Terra. So this book is dedicated for my mother and father who taught me how to write. And there's indeed a map right here. Will tell lies about me, enjoy them, don't ask for the real story, you won't like it. Silas Burchard. So I'm assuming Silas Burchard is the main character. I'm gonna go ahead and start reading this book and I will come back with an update later. So I thought I would do my first update on the Blood of an Exile book. So I have read quite a bit. So I reached page 56. So I read only 56 pages. So actually I'm really enjoying it right now, and it's the perfect read because it's raining non-stop, and when it's raining I really love reading fantasy books. So the only thing that comes to mind right now are a few things. So it turns out there's two characters. To my surprise, when I was reading I thought it was just one character, and then out of the sudden a chapter started with another name. Let me try to find it if I can. Yes. So the main character's name is Burchard. So I think his name is Silas Burchard. And to my surprise, there was another name, Jolin. Jolin just appeared with a chapter, and I don't know what he has to do with the story. He doesn't connect with anyone. He's just on his way somewhere. But I am enjoying it endlessly. So, and I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but the hint for a previous romance, I love that actually. It just shows that the hard exterior of the character and the way he behaves with men and everybody around him, and he has a little soft spot with the Daughter's King, and I love that so much. I have an update. So actually, I have been reading this book for a week right now, The Blood of an Exile by Brian Naslund. I tried to find updates on it or reviews. I couldn't find much. So the story follows Silas. His real name is Silas and they call him Flawless Burchard. So he's an exile that was sentenced to be a dragon slayer after trying to assassinate a noble. So his punishment meant to get him killed by dragons. Instead, he survived and killed so many dragons and became infamous. So the first chapter, we see a character called Jolin. I liked the character Jolin. I liked reading that. So he's a young alchemist. He works alongside his master. They were preparing supplies to go follow Silas, the dragon slayer. That was good. The story followed Burchard and we saw the way and his techniques and everything, the way he kills dragons. So I'm gonna show you how many pages that I read. I'm just gonna check that 1 second. So actually I reached chapter 13, page 159. So honestly, I tried to read it for a week. I was reading this book for a week right now. I wish it was written better because it was distracting, and what threw me off, it was there were a lot of characters who were doing nothing. A lot of characters, a lot of scenes thrown at you from the beginning. So there was a little bit of romance in there as well. Her name is Ashlyn. So Burchard, Ashlyn, and Jolin were the perfect characters. I don't know why the author decided to throw in Rowan, the king. I don't know, there were all the people in the castle, they had no intention to be in that scene or in that chapter. Every few pages there's somebody new. There's somebody whose name's Garrett. He was trying to assassinate somebody that I didn't care about in another city. There were killings. It was so distracting. So actually a lot of chapters, a lot of words were written, but nothing was happening. They were planning, yes. He was going on a mission, yes. But there was a lot of nothing in here. So honestly, I think this book is a no for me. It was a little bit so difficult to actually make myself sit down and read, which it's something I don't like the feeling of. I like reading, so making myself opening this and going through the chapters of weird characters thrown in there, conversations, dialogues, unnecessary. We learn nothing from them. We know nothing. I feel like the story, only the author could understand this book because he knows the characters very well. I'm not feeling it with these characters. I couldn't make myself read anymore. I wasn't connected to any of the characters but Jolin, the alchemist. But it's so boring, and I know it's sad to say that about somebody's work, but it didn't catch my attention, unfortunately. I really don't care about the city, or I really don't care about her sister that was kidnapped. I really didn't care if they were ending up together or not, and that tells you a lot. Yeah, so my first DNF of the year, unfortunately. So actually, I'm gonna start this video with a new books. So I finally received Nightbane. So right now I have Lightlark, light pain, and the third book, it's on its way still. So, and Alchemized was delivered as well. Okay, look how thick that book is. So I'm using this book. It's wow, look how pretty that is. To hold these together. So these are the goal. Look how pretty. So actually it's time. So actually I'm not gonna let a DNF ruin this video, so I am going to... So in the box there's a lot of good stories, I'm sure, that needs to be read. One of them is going to feel right. It's time. Read. All right, you can see it first. So my next read is Charlotte Gray. Wanna go bring it? All right, I have no idea what is this book about, so I think it's a mystery, but let's check it out together. All right. So yeah, let's go. So this is the book I'm gonna start, and let's go. To leave like right now. So okay, speak to you soon. Hi, I haven't made an update on this book since I started it. I'm still reading Charlotte Gray. I reached page 91 today, so it has been a little bit slow, but I'm actually very curious on what's gonna happen, because things have been switching a bit with Charlotte and Gregory. So yeah, that's... I don't know what to say, because everything is going to be a spoiler. She is... Let me tell you about Charlotte. So she is a strange character to me. She doesn't have a lot of emotions. She doesn't deal with things with emotions. She's practical. And the thing that when I did my research on the author, I understood why she is the way she is. It's because she was written by a man. The thing is, I wasn't actually that surprised when I found out that he's a man, because I know not all of them like this, but if this was written by a woman, it would be so different, because the skirt, the red nails, the drinking, she would drink on empty stomach. You know what? Only girls will actually understand the difference between a woman written by a man and a woman written by a woman. And I'm just gonna leave it to that. So I am so aware as I read this. It's so different. I've read a lot of books written by men, but it's, I don't know, they can't channel a woman the way actually woman, they just channel it the way they think what a woman should do, or what a woman would do when she enters her home, or the way she dresses, the way she speaks, the way she thinks, and the way she walks around her house, the way she goes to work and speaks to him. Yeah, it's so obvious, so obvious. Yeah, so I'm just gonna continue reading this, very aware in the back of my mind that this is not what a woman would have written. Yeah, because what do you mean that she is like that? There was one scene that got me actually to go Google. It was when Charlotte, she went to bathe, and then she soaked herself and left the water she soaked herself in to her roommate. She left her the warm water that she already bathed in the tub for her roommate to bathe herself in. We don't do that. We don't actually do that. Is that a thing that I don't know about in this life? Last time I checked, everybody has their own water. That was like the driving point for me to check who's the author, apart from the way Charlotte dresses casually, the way she took her train. I think I said this at the beginning of the video when I was reading this, when I started reading this, when Charlotte was on the train and she actually trusted those men and went and spoke to them. She told them where she was going. And I was surprised by that, because women don't do that. We don't share that. We don't share where we're going with strangers. Yeah. Truth for thought. So I thought I would share that. So yeah. I am actually exhausted, but I'm gonna try to read tonight a little bit. So I will update you as soon as I have something to say. Okay, bye. There was a scene that actually got me so surprised that it's not a spoiler, but Gregory was driving, and out of the sudden he wasn't feeling okay, so he stepped out of the car by the side of the road and he started sobbing. I feel like war didn't let people actually think about the things they were doing. They think they're just defending their countries. By that they are not hurting anyone else. That was the only time I thought that he was a human. He had human reaction and emotion. Hi, so I was able to finish Charlotte Gray finally. So this is my review for it. So I finished it last night, and so there's something about Charlotte Gray that felt especially heavy to read right now. And I don't mean heavy in a bad way. I mean it's relevant to what's happening to the world. It's like, even though this book is set during World War II, I kept finding myself thinking about what's happening in the world today, with deportations and also what's happening in Palestine. Not in the terms of politics, in the terms of people. It's like right now we're living, I think, after 100 years from the war. It's like it's a bridge. It's like bridging past and present. So I won't go into spoilers, but there's a part that stayed with me the most. What was at the end, what was happening to these two children, feel like civilians and children who are, especially children who carry the heaviest weight of anything happening. The thing is, the book felt so disconnected. It's like a lot of information that was thrown. There's a hair in my eye. Okay. It's like the author had a lot of people give him a lot of information, a lot of events, and he just placed them together to form this book. It's how I noticed is it lacks emotions, it lacks fluidity. So yeah, books like this are very important, and it's a reminder that actually history keeps repeating itself, and I don't think humanity is learning from the previous mistakes that happened before. It's like humanity knows that's what's familiar and wants to do it again, wants to repeat that history again. Yeah, I finished Charlotte Gray. The ending, I like the ending, but Charlotte as a character is lacks emotions, like I said, and you don't know what she's gonna do next. You can't predict what she's thinking, you can't predict her next moves, and I wish we were able to know her thoughts and the way she thinks before she does things, because it would have been a little bit more helpful. And actually I can relate to Charlotte with her feelings and everything. It felt like she was just a character to the author. It's like he threw in a little bit of romance in there to keep the, I don't know, so it would be worth reading. But I don't know, it's like, this is not a spoiler, but when one page Charlotte was already in love, literally I turned the next page and she was already in love at the beginning. I don't know, that's, yeah, I feel like if it will be rewritten, this book, if it will be rewritten again, I feel like it will be really, really amazing, because of the way it was written. The story alone I will give it 5 stars, but with the way it was written, and it was too long with a lot of things. Another thing that I remember, that in one chapter Charlotte was skydiving. What do you mean she was skydiving in one chapter? She didn't feel nervous. The author didn't give us a chance to go with her through these things. I don't know. So yeah, the story, I would give it 5 stars, but it's the writing and the way it wasn't fluid. I'm gonna give this book 3 stars. Yeah, 3 stars.